I know why you're here. Maybe you've been scrolling through YouTube trying to find something, anything, to make you feel a little less alone. Maybe you've been sitting in your room, staring at the ceiling, wondering why it feels like the world is moving on without you. Or maybe you're just curious, thinking, is it just me? Or does everyone feel this way sometimes? Well, let me tell you something. You're not alone in feeling alone. Isn't that kind of ironic? Loneliness is one of the most universal human experiences, yet it can feel so isolating, like you're the only one in the world who's struggling with it. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to stay stuck in that feeling. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Let me just say this. If you're feeling lonely right now, I see you. I hear you. And I want you to know that it's okay to feel this way. Loneliness isn't a sign of weakness or failure. It's a sign that you're human. And just like any other emotion, it's something we can work through, something we can grow from. So grab a cup of coffee, get cozy, and let's have a real talk about this, okay? Let's start by acknowledging something. Loneliness is sneaky. It doesn't always look the way we think it should. You could be surrounded by people, friends, family, co-workers, and still feel this aching emptiness inside. Or maybe you're physically alone, and that's amplifying the feeling. Either way, loneliness isn't just about being by yourself. It's about feeling disconnected, like you're on the outside looking in. I remember a time in my life when I felt this so deeply. I had just moved to a new city for a job, and on paper, everything was great. I had a nice apartment, a job I was excited about, and so much potential ahead of me. But every night, I'd come home to an empty space, and it felt like the walls were closing in. I'd scroll through social media, seeing everyone else living their best lives. Everyone has friends that understand them, and I'd think, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just be happy? Am I really that bad? Here's what I've learned since then. Loneliness isn't just about the absence of people. It's about the absence of connection. And connection doesn't always happen automatically. Sometimes we have to create it. But before we can do that, we need to understand what's really going on inside us. Loneliness often comes from three main places. 1. A lack of meaningful relationships. Maybe you have a lot of acquaintances, but no one you can really open up to. Or maybe you've drifted apart from the people who used to be close to you. 2. A disconnect from yourself. Sometimes we feel lonely because we're not in tune with our own needs, desires, and emotions. It's like we're strangers to ourselves. All of these are fixable, but it starts with being honest with yourself. Ask yourself, what kind of loneliness am I feeling? Is it because I'm missing deep connections with others? Or is it because I'm not giving myself the love and attention I need? Let's start with the first one, meaningful relationships. If you're feeling lonely because you don't have people in your life who truly get you, I want you to know that it's never too late to build those connections. But here's the thing, it takes effort. And I know that can feel overwhelming, especially if you're already feeling low. Start small. Think about the people you already know, even if it's just casually. Is there someone you've been meaning to reach out to? Maybe an old friend you haven't talked to in a while? Or a coworker you've always wanted to get to know better? Send them a text. Say, hey, I was just thinking about you. How have you been? You'd be surprised how often people are waiting for someone to make the first move. And if you don't have anyone in your life right now, that's okay too. There are so many ways to meet new people. Join a club, take a class, or play video games. When you're doing something you enjoy, you're more likely to meet people who share your interests. That's the foundation of a meaningful connection. But here's a little secret. It's not about the quantity of relationships. It's about the quality. When I was younger, I had, I think, 50 friends from my old city or so. Now I'm left with 2 from that city. You don't need 100 friends. You just need 1 or 2 people who truly see you and value you for who you are. Now let's talk about the second piece, connecting with yourself. This one's a biggie because if you don't have a strong relationship with yourself, it's hard to build strong relationships with others. Think about it. If you're constantly criticizing yourself, ignoring your needs, or numbing out with distractions, how can you expect to feel truly connected to anyone else? It's like trying to build a house on a shaky foundation. It's just not going to hold up. So, how do you start connecting with yourself? It's all about self-awareness and self-compassion. Take some time each day to check in with yourself. Ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? What do I need? And then, Here's the important part. Listen to the answer. Maybe you need rest. Maybe you need to get outside and move your body. Maybe you need to do something creative, like write or paint or dance around your living room. Whatever it is, give yourself permission to do it. And if you're feeling stuck, try journaling. Write down your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Sometimes, just putting your emotions into words can help you understand yourself better. And please, be kind to yourself. Loneliness can make us feel like we're not enough, like there's something wrong with us. But that's not true. You are enough, exactly as you are. And the more you can believe that, the easier it will be to connect with others. And most importantly, know that you're not alone in this. I'm rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. So take a deep breath, and let's take this one step at a time. If this video resonated with you, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this today. You're never truly alone. See you next time.